My name is Elias, and I would like to share a moral dilemma that I encountered recently. On a snowy night in February of 2008, my car was parked out in the street, and it was hit by someone because as they were driving, they lost a little bit of control and hit the back bumper of my car and scratched it. We were away on vacation, and upon my return, I noticed that there was this note on the windshield of my car, which I mistook for thinking that it was a parking ticket, but it was actually the note from the person who hit the car, and the note had the phone number and a brief message that I hit your car, please contact me, Darren. I examined the damage, and indeed the back bumper was severely scratched, and when I called Darren to follow up with him, he apologized and said that he will be willing to meet with me so that we can discuss and go over the damage and potentially get it appraised by an auto mechanic shop that could repair it, and he would make himself responsible for it and pay it. Now, my car had already been hit previously by someone else, also on the back bumper, but this person who had hit the car had not made any attempt whatsoever to reach out to me and say that they hit the car and offer to pay up for the damage. So when I took the car for it to be examined, I was told that the damage would cost $700 for it to be repaired. And I went back to Darren and said to him that I had an estimate from this place and that they would charge $700 for the car to be repaired. At that point, Darren revealed to me that he had not budgeted to spend $700, that his work is very seasonal. He's a roofer, and at the present time, things had really slowed down for him, and he didn't quite have that kind of money. So what I did was I went to several other places looking for estimates, and some of them were charging up to $1,000 or more. So this offer was really the best one out there to repair the car. So I went back to Darren, and Darren finally agreed to see me and came to my house to bring me the money, $700 in cash. And he came there with his wife and his young son, who was riding in the back seat, and they were very friendly people, very honest, and gave me the cash money. And furthermore, Darren did not even ask me to let him see the car again so that he could see the damage. He just acknowledged that he had hit the car that night and knew that he had damaged it and would have to pay for it. Upon taking the money and going back home that night, I was really consumed by the fact that this person had not budgeted for this, and this situation came about as an accident that can happen to any of us. And I really felt that he would be punishing him for his honesty for leaving that note on my windshield and offering to pay the damage when he could have just left, as the previous person who had hit my car had done so. Now, it is important to note that when I took the car to the mechanic shops, to the various mechanic shops that examined it, they all said that no matter what happened that night with that person who hit the back of your bumper and scratched it, we would still have to scrape the paint of the bumper entirely and paint it. We can't just paint that one corner where it was hit. So it really doesn't make a difference at all that your car was hit previously and hit once by this person now. The entire bumper would have to be painted. So we can't just paint one corner of it because it would look uneven. But I really felt that it wouldn't be fair to punish Darren for his honesty and have him pay up $700 when he made it clear that he just didn't have that in his budget. And furthermore, I would at some point have to repair the damage done by the previous person who had hit my car. So the moral dilemma here was that I felt that I was taken advantage by someone else's misfortune of driving on a snowy night and hitting my car, and who was a person who was honest about it and would take ownership of the damage that he had accidentally caused and offered to pay for it, and I would have to not pay up any money from my own pocket for damage that the car already had because it had been hit previously by someone else. So what I decided to do was to have inner peace. I decided to contact Darren again that evening, and I said to him that I really appreciate your honesty in offering to pay for the damage, and also I realized that this was not within your budget at the moment, and why don't we split the cost of the damage, and you paid $350 and I paid $350 out of my own pocket to get the car repaired. And Darren really appreciated that because of the nature of his work. He was going through some very difficult times financially for him, so he could not afford to pay $700 out of his own pocket. And that's what I did. I sent Darren a check the next day. He called me and acknowledged receiving it, and he was very thankful, and as was I, for his honesty. And the car is now in the mechanic shop getting repaired, and I feel great about the fact that Darren going forward will not be discouraged, or people like Darren will not be discouraged from being honest, because there are those out there that realize that anyone can fall into an unfortunate situation, and you should never be punished for honesty. You should rather be rewarded for it.